Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, rooted in rights. Interesting logo. Very kind of like a sigil. Okay, strip searching, a form of sexual abuse. This is dated February 23rd, 2018, from Emma McMurphy. This blog post is part of a series in partnership with Disability Visibility Project to bring attention to the omission of disability from larger conversations taking place within the Me Too movement. Trigger warning. This post discusses institutionalization and sexual abuse. So if this is going to be hard for you guys to hear, don't listen. I am a victim of involuntary commitment. You know what happens in those places, right? Hold on, I got to get some coffee. The night before my college graduation, isn't that a perfect time for this? I was experiencing severe emotional distress, primarily due to familial disappointment. I was probably dealing with a narcissist. I felt like a complete and utter failure for having decided to pursue a career in social work, which my family had deemed not prestigious enough for an Ivy League graduate. Yeah, it's narcissism. When I went to the emergency room to seek help, you got to watch where you walk into, you guys, because some of these places are traps. I did not know how to put my shame into any other words besides, I wish I could get hit by a car or something. Well, now they had the mandated reporters have to jump in. They don't have a choice. Immediately after saying those words, I was locked in a secluded psychiatric emergency room for over 10 hours. Despite my protests, sobbing, and explanation that I did not actually want to die, I was transported in restraints from the psychiatric emergency room to a local psychiatric hospital where I was confined for 48 hours. I don't know how it was back then, but it could have been that the doctors and nurses just couldn't take a chance. It's possible. So, they can't take a chance, I don't think. The entire experience was absolutely life-shattering for me. In one moment, I was a student about to graduate from an Ivy League college. The next moment, I was a voiceless, powerless subhuman. The instant I was locked up, the whole world no longer felt safe to me. The very people that were supposed to help and protect me had suddenly become my abusers. It has been almost 3 years since my first involuntary commitment. I still remember every second of what it felt like. Post-traumatic stress is real. The nightmares and flashbacks have not faded. All because her family wasn't supporting her getting a social work degree. One moment that I re-experience again and again is my strip search. It is a policy of many psychiatric institutions to strip search all patients upon arrival. I don't remember the exact details of the events preceding my strip search, but here is the moment that intrudes over and over into my consciousness. I also want to add, this happens to a lot of children. Like the meat rack boy, he talked about either him or some of the kids that went to some of those Catholic orphanages in Ireland and England where they were sexually abused. They routinely would have them strip, and then they would spank them with a strap before they sexually abused them. I'm standing across from a mental health worker in the bathroom. She has her arms folded and scowl on her face. "Take off your shirt," she barks. I do. You guys know predators. There's a lot of predators in these kind of places. And how many sexual assaults have we heard about in Narconon? Where allegedly the Scientologists pretend like they're medical people? Yeah. And a lot of them get arred by the staff. It's on public record. I'm not making it up. Take off your bra for just a second. Everything inside me freezes. In any other circumstance, I would never agree to anything like this. I am very modest and have even gotten nervous about wearing bathing suits around other people. I feel my mouth moving, trying to say something. I want to articulate that I am not even suicidal, that they don't have probable cause to search me. I try to think of some other way I could prove I'm not hiding any weapons or pills. But then it hits me that I don't have a choice. I can't protest or explain or do anything that could be construed as me fighting back. It's how it's designed, you guys. I had already seen what could happen just for exposing suicidal thoughts. Who knows what could happen if I were seen as a patient who does not follow the rules? The terror of being forcibly injected further, restrained, or secluded, or held at the hospital for even longer, hits me all at once. And meanwhile, this girl, all she wanted was some help. I don't have a say. I don't have a voice. Doesn't matter what I want. My body no longer belongs to me. Whatever this mental health worker wants to happen to my body, that is what will happen. I take off my bra. Afterwards, she commands me to take off my pants and my underwear, bend over, spread my butt cheeks, and cough. It's just like a prison. It is also... That's so awful. It is also humiliating. Panicked thoughts speed through my mind. I bet BJ Investigates would love something like this. I can't say no. No is not an option here. Sounds like the Scientology ranches, all the different ones in the schools. No is not an option. There's no choice, no consent, no opt-out. My body is not mine. But of course I can't express panic. I can't show the nausea and fear that has overtaken my body. Instead, I just nod and obey her commands. This mental health worker sure sounds like a sadist, doesn't she? When I've tried to seek support for what happened to me, I have been told countless times that my experience does not count as sexual assault. I disagree. It's a form of, it might not be assault. I mean, it is a form of assault. Sexual abuse. They did this, didn't they do the same thing to, Wally Hanks was big on that. He liked that. He got off on it. That my experience does not count as sexual assault. That's gaslighting. I'm constantly told that both my involuntary commitment and my strip search were for my own good. Like when they blame victims of sexual abuse. Same thing, right? It's always for your own good. I'm beating you for your own good. Isn't that what Wally Hanks told some of the kids that he was beating the crap out of? The viral video that nobody did anything about? And then his nephew took over the ranch, the lower ranch? You were in a state of mind that didn't allow you to make decisions for yourself. One family member told me, don't talk to your family anymore. Get that it wasn't a fun experience, but you needed to be protected from yourself. You see that? She's surrounded by narcissists, sadists, predators. One staff member at a local sexual violence prevention and response center I reached out to asked me if I was a Scientologist. Oh, there we go. Since Scientologists are often opposed to psychiatric treatment, my trauma was assumed to be a reflection of my religious beliefs, as opposed to a valid reaction to being deprived of my bodily autonomy. See, she's talking to the wrong people. Staff member at a local sexual violence prevention center? Morons. Most hurtful of all have been the reactions of other activists speaking out about sexual violence. When I've tried to get involved, sorry you guys, I get nervous laughter sometimes. I think it's PTSD or something. Tried to get involved with progressive groups. I have been told that the violence that occurs every day in psychiatric institutions is not worth addressing. She's talking to the wrong people. It's the same thing, the same kind of stuff is happening in these troubled teen centers that make millions of dollars off these children. It's also happening in women's prisons everywhere. Cults, children of God. Criticizing the mental health system is going to make me sound like a conspiracy theorist. Oh, that's the little label they put on everyone now. Isn't that hysterical? Who was it that created conspiracy theorist? In one of those MK Ultra programs or the Charlie Igloo Alpha, one of those places created that just to implant doubt in everyone. Now everybody uses it for everything. So in other words, conspiracy theories is just if you have any kind of critical thoughts in your freaking brain. One day I'm going to tell you guys what happened to me from a I don't want to say it's prestigious, but a well-known college, university psychologist. What happened to me? And you know what was done about it? Nothing. It was pretty bad. All of those so-called agencies you're supposed to go to complain, they're all handlers, all of them. They don't want bad PR. Criticizing the mental health system is going to make me sound like a conspiracy theorist. One local activist said, I don't want to look like I'm anti-science. These reactions have reinforced the idea that my voice does not matter. She's talking to the wrong people. The world needs to know that involuntary commitment is a form of violence. And strip searches are a type of sexual assault. They are. It is time for victims of medical and psychiatric abuse to be recognized and validated. She's just talking to the wrong people. Emma McMurphy is mad, disabled, and proud of it. She is passionate about creating spaces in which people can express their true thoughts, feelings, and lived experiences without fear of judgment. The views and perspectives presented in her blog posts do not represent any school, workplace, or organization that she is affiliated with. About Rooted in Rights. Rooted in Rights exists to amplify the perspectives of the disability community. Blog posts and storyteller videos that we publish in content we reshare on social media do not necessarily reflect the opinions or values of Rooted in Rights, nor indicate an endorsement of a program or service by Rooted in Rights. We respect and aim to reflect the diversity of opinions and experiences of the disability community. Yeah, they're completely polar opposite to Scientology. Rooted in Rights seeks to highlight discussions, not direct them. and then there's a link to learn more about it. I will put the link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.